People who are masters at something actually are the opposite to what you think. They're not people who are incredible at the complicated things. They're people who are the masters of the basics. And this is what separates all of the top performers in any area. Obviously, I've talked about the mindset, but this, in terms of how they go about their things, this is what separates them. Because whether you're Lionel Messi or you're Elon Musk or whatever, they look superhuman now, but what they've done is they've really hammered down on the basics. And what most people do is that they spend their life never doing the basics, understanding and repeating the basics until they're masters at it, and just always looking for the next shortcut or the next miracle that's going to take them up there. But the point about that is you can't win that game. It doesn't make sense. For example, in my tennis training days and my football training days, is when we're training at 10 years old for football or younger, there would be no focus really on the basic skills of kicking a ball. So the first thing you need to know how to do in football is kick a ball with your foot. But there was no focus on kicking the ball, no focus on how to control the ball. And these things really are the basics. If you see Messi, he can control the ball like it's stuck to his foot, like it's glued to his foot. If you look at the top physicists, they understand the theories inside out, the simple basics of the physics underlying everything. Even if they're doing complicated formulas, even if Messi's running around everyone on the pitch, he has the basics down to a T. But the amateurs try and just constantly do the complicated things. Another example is in my rugby training days when we trained at school. Everyone was obsessed with these really intricate loop around plays and calling numbers and doing switch passes, and this person runs through there and this person crosses him, and then the forwards take that line, and some people, or nearly all of us, we barely practice enough to just get the normal basics right. In rugby, run in a straight line, pass after you hit their inside shoulder, all these basics that we weren't taught, yet we were doing the most complicated things. Another example, I know it's all sports, but in tennis coaching, when I used to coach across the world in tennis, is you get these coaches, especially in Britain, but I've seen it in America too, who you have players who can barely hit the ball across the net or string two shot rallies, and then they're giving them drills about the most complicated drills about you've got to hit 2 balls cross court, then 2 down the line, come into the net, volley with them, then move back for a smash. And it's just completely dumbfounds them. But it's the scourge of the amateur. The amateur always wants to do the most complicated things instead of learning the basics that will make them a master. Basics make people a master, not the complicated things. And only when you've mastered the basics can you try any of the complicated things.